Too much competition in the fashion industry? Let's review. Somebody said to me that they weren't going to start their fashion business and pursue their dream career because there was too much competition. So I want to share my response to that with you today. So first things first, there's always going to be competition there, no matter what you're doing. So if you're stopping yourself from pursuing what is a dream career for you, running your very own fashion business, saying that there's too much competition shouldn't be a reason for stopping you, because no matter what you do, there is going to be competition in some form or another. Let's take me, for example. When I wasn't going to pursue my fashion industry dream, I decided to go for a career in law, and I applied for a really prestigious law school. And guess what? There was a ton of competition for the applications. People from all over the world were trying to get into this law school, but I wanted to do it. I committed, I put in the work, I got the place. There was competition there. It doesn't matter what industry you're in or what example of yours you want to replace that with. Whether or not you want to pursue your own business or work for somebody else, go to school, whatever it might be, there's always going to be other people competing with you for that opportunity. So saying that that's the reason for not starting a business isn't really ideal. I know though you're looking for something more specific. When you watch this video, you want to know more about how we can maybe stand out in the fashion industry. So let's have a look at that now. If you've not met me before, I am Vicki, founder of the Fashion Business Coach, and I help a lot of new and small startup brands to navigate the situation of getting noticed and setting themselves apart from the competition, essentially. One of the main things to really do is to shift that mindset of, oh, there's too many things, too many competitors, I'm never going to stand out, and shifting that mindset to use it as motivation. Honestly, mindset is one of the biggest things to succeed in this industry, and honestly, any industry that you want to go into. So mindset work is really, really important. If you don't have that self-belief right now, I 100% to recommend to go ahead and work on mindset stuff. I used to think it was really like fluffy and airy-fairy, and took a long time to do that. But honestly, since I have, it has really been game-changing. So I use the Calm app personally. There's a ton of EFT tapping videos. Julie Schiffman is great. So any kind of mindset work that you can do, because as I say, competition shouldn't be a reason to not do something, because otherwise you're never going to do anything ever, right? If you are wanting to get yourself in front of more people and get an edge on the competition, I'd kind of reframe your thoughts a little bit. So rather than trying to be known to everyone and becoming this global brand straight off the bat, amazing if that's your long-term dream, but for the moment, let's have a think about what we can do immediately. And as a startup, it's really, really important to think about how you are going to position yourself. And the best way to position yourself when you're starting out is to be super, super focused on a specific niche, a particular kind of product, a particular kind of person that you are helping. That is actually the easiest way to stand apart from the competition, the easiest way to get noticed and stop feeling invisible, essentially. If you're looking at me thinking, well, that's not really how other brands do it, I implore you to look back into your favorite brand's history a little bit more. I'll give you a global example that everyone's heard of, Amazon. Everyone these days knows Amazon and has probably used it. And you might currently think of it as the place for basically anything that you want. And you might say to me, well, Vicki, why is this a key to success, having a specific niche, a specific target audience, when the biggest brand on earth is catering to everyone? When Amazon started, and yes, I'm old enough to remember this and have shopped with them at this time, when Amazon started, they were the go-to destination for buying physical books that were delivered to your home. That is all they sold. So whenever you were in class or whenever a family member was recommending a book, you would always go to Amazon. It was that destination for books. So everyone started talking about Amazon, you got familiar with it. At that time, a lot of people needed physical books. So the word Amazon was kind of thrown around a lot by your tutors, lecturers, friends, family, whatever. Amazon became known for that, and then from there they built their business. And I challenge you to have a look into any favorite brand of yours to see what their origins were, because chances are they didn't start out selling a ton of different things. I would guess it's a very, very small product range that they had initially, straight off the bat. So trust me when I say start small and work from there. And actually, when we do that, when we get specific, it becomes incredibly easy for people to recommend us, and also very easy to attract new business as well via online marketing, social media, and that sort of thing. If we look at that Amazon example, back in those times, people needed books for pleasure, for work, for study, whatever it might be. So people were always recommending Amazon because they were the go-to to easily get any book that you needed. If you then take that framework, that example, and apply it to your own business, see how much things can change. For example, if you were deciding to launch a sustainable swimwear company, let's say, super generic, there's a ton of them out there, it becomes harder for people to recommend you because, for instance, is it a sustainable brand that would appeal to your grandma or your children, or what kind of person can you recommend it to? And if somebody only has that information, sustainable swimwear brand, they're not going to know if that actually appeals to them. Is it for their style, their taste? What do they want swimwear for? Is it for lounging around at the pool? Is it for performance? Is it for making them feel confident? All these different reasons people buy swimwear. So that generic label of sustainable swimwear doesn't mean a whole lot. Versus, let's take that example and get more specific. So let's say instead you created a sustainable swimwear label for performance swimmers who are looking to improve their performance. How much easier is that for people to recommend your brand to other people? So if someone's a performance swimmer, they're going to be going to championships, they're going to be training, going to practice sessions, and they can recommend your brand to all of these different people. Likewise, if they are searching how to improve their performance for their swimwear activity, they can then come up with your results on things like Google. Because it's so specific, it's a lot easier to get noticed. Likewise, if we want to stop the scroll on social media, having something that's so specific and speaks to that performance swimmer, again, let's ask ourselves, what are they more likely to stop the scroll on? A generic post about sustainable swimwear, or a post about how a particular swimwear brand can improve your performance in the water? Obviously, that second one, right? So this is why it's really important to embrace the competition, accept that it's there, and then find your little segment of the market that is going to be your home and your focus, and build from there, essentially. I know we've covered a lot in this short video, so if you want to learn more on this topic, I actually have a whole course that goes through all of these principles and actual step-by-steps on how you can find your target audience, how you can understand them, get to know them, sell to them, and of course all the other things that you need to launch your very own fashion business. Things like the design process, finding fabrics, finding manufacturers, having samples made, marketing, sales, all the things. So if that sounds of interest to you, you can check out the Fashion Startup online course, which I will link to below this video. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.